How are we doing, folks? Your host Moose here on the Pitt Panthers Football Network as we welcome you to Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where your Pitt Panthers look to take one step closer to the ACC Coastal Division title this week against the North Carolina Tar Heels. And technically, Pitt could actually win the Coastal this week if they're able to beat North Carolina and Virginia beats Miami. So, interestingly enough, the Panthers could be ACC Coastal champions as soon as today. Let's see how it goes. We'll get you out to the action on the field with your Pitt Panthers set to receive, and Maurice French is back to take the opening kickoff. He's about 6 yards deep in the end zone, but he decides to take it out. Great block you can see on the edge there. That was Samuel Smoot, the Panthers starting fullback, who just laid the wood on a North Carolina defender, and Maurice French is able to get out to about the 26. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Pickett rolls out. He looks for Maurice French for his opening play, but he just overthrows him, and so Pitt will now face an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Pickett in the shotgun, 4 wide set. He rolls to his right. He's got some space. A defender comes with him, though. He has a man, though. Great throw to Paul Lease. Put it right where it needed to be, as there was double coverage on Lease, but he let him just enough. It's a great catch by the sophomore. It's a first down for the Panthers. First down carry, though. It's going to go to C.J. London. He doesn't get anywhere. Loss of 2. London getting the start today because he's just been a little bit better for the Panthers in terms of his run ability, but neither running back in the Panthers' running game has really gotten much going, and so Pitt's had to rely on the passing game almost exclusively to get yardage. They get 6 yards there with a nice, or 8 yards there, I should say, on a nice gain to Trey Tipton, and then a great little underneath pass to Maurice French. Pickett finds him for a gain of 6, and the Panthers do move the chains to midfield here. 1st and 10, Pickett rolling out to his right. He's done very well when he gets out into space, and he does scramble that time. Plenty of room for him to run, and he goes for about 9 yards. 5 wide set for Pickett now on 3rd down. He's back, a little bit of play action as he fakes a scramble. He goes out to pass, had a man, but he's leveled by a North Carolina defender. The Panthers will be forced to punt it away, and Nathan Elliott will lead out a North Carolina offense that has a ton of weapons, but they've slightly underachieved this year en route to their 6-4 record. And on the first play, Elliott takes a gigantic hit and loses a yard. 3rd and 10 now for North Carolina. They like to run the hurry-up offense, so it keeps the Pitt defense out there, makes them reset. And Elliott misfires on his opening pass of the day, and so Pitt will get the ball back from the Tar Heels here, looking to break the scoring open midway through the first quarter. Pickett rolling to his right, looking. He's going to scramble. Eventually dumps it off to Maurice French, who's able to hold on to the ball, battle through a hit, and pick up a gain of 11 and a first down. Trips set in a bunch to Pickett's left here as he's in the shotgun. He's back, sits in the pocket, sees a man, feels the pressure, and just as it was getting to him, he lets off a great throw to Jay Keys. He placed that perfectly right over the head of an outstretched defender, and Keys picks up a first down. He finds Keys again on a bubble screen this time. Plenty of room for Keys. He fights through a couple defenders. First down yardage again for the Panthers. 3 straight plays that have resulted in a first down. The passing game really moving the ball well on this drive. Pickett back. He's going to roll out to the right. He's looking. Has a man. That's Antonio Greer, the tight end. And look at him dragging a couple of defenders on his back like Greg Jennings. 23 yards and a first down for the Panthers now inside the 5. 1st and goal for Pickett. He's under center. He's back to pass. Looks. Has a man. It's Maurice French over the middle. Great leaping grab by the senior. And it's a touchdown for the Panthers. Just like that, they march right down the field. I think that was 5 consecutive plays that either resulted in a first down catch or a touchdown. Absolutely incredible ball movement on this drive. The Panthers break open the scoring, draw first blood as they take an early advantage, 7-0 over North Carolina. Elliott up the middle. He's going to scramble this time for a gain of 7. That's a solid run for North Carolina. It's interesting to see Elliott run. He's not the quickest of quarterbacks, but I think they're just trying to keep the Pitt defense off balance because they know Pitt's going to be heavily focused on the pass, and they do get a big completion there. That's Gerard Wade for a gain of 11 and a first down. 3rd and 10 now for the Tar Heels. Elliott's back to pass. Plenty of time. He sits back in the pocket. Eventually scrambles away. Looks to throw it deep. It's intercepted. That's Damar Hamlin making a great play on the football as Elliott was looking for it all. They ran 4 verticals. All their receivers running deep. Elliott decided to throw it out wide looking for Wade, and Damar Hamlin, the senior, with another interception. He's been incredible. I think that's 3 straight games with an interception now for the senior from Pittsburgh. Great snag there for the Panthers, and they take the football away. It's going to be Todd Sibley up the middle, and he gets a solid chunk of yardage on his first run of the day. Goes for about 7, and it's going to be 2nd and 3 for the Panthers. They come out in a 5-wide set now, but Pickett just looks short. He finds a man underneath. That's Benjamin Ogden, and the redshirt sophomore from Texas, the former 4-star, goes for 9 yards and a Panthers first down. They're going to run a jet sweep here on first downs. Paul Lease coming across, but the sophomore has nowhere to go. He picks up just 4, and it's going to be 3rd and 6 now for Pitt. Bunch tight formation now for Pickett as he's back to pass, looking, dumps it off. He finds Todd Sibley out of the backfield. He fights through a couple defenders. 3 defenders came up and tried to hit him. Doesn't even fall down. He withstands the blows and does get a first down for Pitt. 2nd and 6 for Pickett. Looks underneath. That's Maurice French. Already got a touchdown on the day. He takes that one for 7 yards and a first down. 2nd and 8 for the Panthers. Dual halfback backfield. Sibley and Keys. It's going to be a triple option for Pickett. He had Jay Keys. If he could have pitched that, who knows how far Keys could have run. But it was a great job by North Carolina containing him and whipping him down to the field to force 3rd down. 3rd and 6 now for Pickett. He's going to roll out. Good spy by North Carolina, and that's a just incredible bit of defense. Pickett had nowhere to go. He's going to be sacked, and Pitt's going to be forced to punt the ball away here to end the first quarter, currently leading North Carolina 7-0 on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. And so, incredibly enough, Pat Narduzzi has said too far to kick a field goal, too close to punt. The Panthers are going for it. They come up 5 wide, said Pickett looks for Jay Keys. The pass is deflected by Darnell Meeks, who dropped back into coverage. And take a look. Pickett had Paul Lease breaking open across the middle. Would have been an easy first down. Instead, he throws for his man Jay Keys. I think he just got locked in, and Pitt was forced to turn it over on downs. But great job by the Pitt defense, not letting North Carolina take advantage of the good field position. Sean Wolfgang gets into the backfield for his first sack of the day. He's up to 9 sacks on the season now. And it's going to force 3rd and 18 for the Tar Heels. Good pass by Nathan Elliott. Finds Juval Millette, his number 1 receiver, to haul that one in. But because of the length of the down, North Carolina forced to punt it away to the Panthers. And so Pickett will take over with a read option here. Keeps it himself. Goes for a nice gain of 8. And is able to set up 2nd and 2 for Pitt. Pickett under center. They send Caleb Cannon in motion. It's a hand off to Todd Sibley. He cuts back against the grain. Juts right up the middle for a gain of 7 and a Panthers first down. Sibley running with a bit of, persistence today that he hasn't shown in the last few games. Pickett rolls out to his right in a 5-wide set. 1st and 10. He's going to dump it off. Has a man. That's Paul Lease again. Pickett does a great job sucking in the defenders and then finding a man just before he reaches the line of scrimmage. And that time it was Paul Lease for a gigantic 40-plus yard gain, setting Pitt up at the North Carolina 15. It's going to be a handoff. It's Todd Sibley up the middle. Another good chunk of yardage from the redshirt sophomore, gain of 8, and it's going to set up 2nd and 2. Twin backfield for Pickett. It's Jay Keys in the backfield taking the handoff. He's going to be wrapped up quickly, though. Gain of 0. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now for the Panthers. C.J. London now checks into the game. Pickett under center. Antonio Greer in motion. It's a handoff to London. He cuts forward, does get just enough to get first down yards, picks up a gain of 5, and so Pitt will be set up now at the 3-yard line. Keys subs into the backfield now, and they send Maurice French in motion. A little bit of wizardry from the Panthers. It's going to be French. He takes the handoff, and he's going to be into the end zone. A great play call from the Panthers. They sub Jay Keys into the backfield at quarterback. It looked like it might be some sort of read option with Keys, so the defense keyed in on Jay Keys. Instead, he hands off to Mr. Fantastic Maurice French, and he's into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. They double their advantage to 14-0 here in the second quarter. KJ Sales takes the kickoff from North Carolina, for North Carolina, I should say, and he breaks out some great yardage before eventually being tracked down by freshman Adarian Mitchell, who brings him down, but not after he picks up a great gain. For Nathan Elliott to come out and hopefully, for North Carolina's sake, pick up his play as he's really struggled so far in this contest. He's back to pass here on 2nd down. Nearly intercepted. Felipe Motley read that route. Instead, it goes to Gerard Wade. He loses 2, though. It's going to be 3rd and 12 for the Tar Heels. 5-wide set. Elliott back. Panthers only rush 3, so he's got plenty of time to just sit in the pocket. Looks for a man, goes deep, deflected away. Paris Ford, great bit of defending there from the Panthers junior safety. Comes across, swats that away, and North Carolina will be forced to punt. And the Panthers could really blow this game out here early if they can score another touchdown on this drive. And C.J. London picks up 6 there. It's going to set up 3rd and 2 for the Panthers. Pickett back to pass, looks underneath, has a man. That's Antonio Greer, sure-handed so far today with his second catch of the day, and that's going to be a first down for Pitt. 2nd and 8 now for Pickett. 3 wide receivers to the wide side left. Play action. He fakes to London. He's back, dumps it off quickly. He found Trey Tipton. That's just a great play call from the Panthers. Little RPO, fake the handoff. Pickett back to pass, dumps it off to Tipton. It's a nice first down gain. Sibley subs into the backfield now. They send Keys in motion. Sibley breaks through one tackler, a second tackler as well, and he's lucky to just get back to the line of scrimmage there. Gain of 0, and so it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Panthers. Pickett sends Lease in motion. He's back to pass. Looks, nearly caught by Jay Keys. It was a great leaping effort at the football, but the freshman couldn't haul it in, and so Pitt will be forced to punt the ball away. That's Eric Fox dumping it in inside the North Carolina 10, and it bounces out of bounds at the 1-yard line. An incredible punt from the Panthers sophomore punter. So North Carolina will start the 1, and the Panthers might be hunting safeties right now. 2 minutes to play in the second half. It's a handoff up the middle. It's going to be Brown. He gets just 2 yards. Great tackle. That was Jazzy Stalker hauling him down. 3rd and 5 now from the 7 with just a minute to play as North Carolina tries to run the clock out. Brown going forward does get first down yardage. 9-yard carry for Jordan Brown, but North Carolina decides just to run the clock out. They were not going to drive the length of the field, and so they'll just start with the football in the second half, currently trailing your Pitt Panthers 14-0. It was an incredible start for the Pitt defense. Look at that. 41 total yards that they've given up. They also forced the turnover. 228 yards of offense. I think the only real negative for the Panthers right now is they've only generated 14 points. And so North Carolina, 1 or 2 good drives to start off the second half, and they could be right back in this football game. Pitt will look to stamp them out and put this game to bed in the second half here, currently leading 14-0 on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. So we welcome you back to Kenan Stadium for the second half of football on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. Your Pitt Panthers currently leading North Carolina 14-0 as we get the second half underway. It's going to be Nathan Elliott handing off to Jordan Brown up the middle, picks up a nice gain of about 5 as he fights through a tackler. 3rd and 6 now for the Tar Heels on their opening drive of the second half. Elliott back to pass, has some time, dumps it out wide. That's going to be his receiver, Garrett Walston, playing in the slot. Nice catch by him, gains a first down. 2nd and 10 for North Carolina. Elliott on a draw is going to hand it to Jordan Brown. Fights through a tackle. Amir Watts eventually is able to wrap him up as he battles forward for a gain of 7. Keeps those legs churning. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now for North Carolina. Elliott back to pass. They're running the option. Dumps it out to Brown. The Panthers swarm to him, though. Paris Ford and Salim Brightwell, who's been having a great game so far, swarm to the ball carrier, forced North Carolina into an early punt, and the Panthers will start their opening drive of the second half. It's a carry to Todd Sibley out the right-hand side. Great blocking on the edge by the Panthers, and Sibley's able to run for a gain of 9 before he's pushed out of bounds. Sibley back in the game. Tight set for the Panthers in the shotgun. It's Sibley. Carries nowhere to go, though. Swarmed in the backfield by the North Carolina defense. Is going to be 3rd and 11 for the Panthers. Now, same set for the Panthers. Pickett back to pass. Looks, rolls out to his right, trying to find a man. Eventually dumps it off. Great catch by Jay Keys. A one-handed snag by the Panthers receiver, but he only gains 9, and so Pitt forced to punt away and end their opening possession. Nathan Elliott keeps it on a read option this time. Jazzy Stalker hits him at the second level, but great blocking downfield, and Elliott picks up a gain of 16 for the Tar Heels and a first down. 2nd and 8, changing the play at the line, getting the calls from the sideline. Elliott dumps it out wide. That's going to be his man Reed, who's going to hold that in. Akeem Reed goes for 8 yards. It's going to be 3rd and inches now for North Carolina. Elliott's going to hand off. It's going to be Brown, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Patrick Jones came off the edge unblocked. He makes a great tackle behind the line, and North Carolina will punt the football away. So the Panthers will start out 1st and 10. They send Antonio Greer in motion. They pitch it that direction to C.J. London. He gets good yardage. Greer just couldn't hold his block long enough, though, and so London was forced out after a gain of 5. Pickett rolling out on 2nd down, looking, sets his feet, throws. That's Benjamin Ogden. Fights through a couple of tacklers and is able to pick up a good solid gain of 11 yards and a first down to near midfield. Pickett back to pass, looking over the middle. Pass interference, surely, referee, as it looked like Caleb Cannon was disrupted running his route across the middle. Nothing called, and so the Panthers will face 3rd and 9. Pickett rolls out to his right, pursued by a couple defenders, dumps it off to Todd Sibley, and that's going to go absolutely nowhere. Loses a yard, in fact, and Pitt will be forced to punt the ball away. North Carolina's defense looking very stout here to start the second half, but their offense can't seem to get anything going so far. Jordan Brown does pick up 9, and North Carolina would get the first down on the ensuing play, so it's 1st and 10 now. Elliott keeps it on a read option, goes up the middle. Good tackle by Paris Ford, who's able to wrap him up, but he does get a gain of 8. Good solid yardage by North Carolina here early in the second half. Jordan Brown gets a nice handoff out to the edge, fantastically blocked. He fights off a tackle from redshirt sophomore Jacob Laughlin. He brushes off Kaiser Artis-Scott as well, and that's a huge gain for Jordan Brown into Pitt territory. North Carolina looking their most threatening that they have this entire game so far. Great run by Brown again. Paris Ford takes a bad lane to the football. Brown gets the edge, and that's another gain of 16. And just like that, North Carolina is in the red zone, looking very threatening. Elliott back to pass, plenty of time. He scrambles away. Eventually, the protection breaks down. Amir Watts brings him down for a loss of 3. It's going to set up 3rd and 7 for the Tar Heels now. Twin halfback look for Elliott. He keeps one in to pass, looks, has a man. He's found a receiver. That is Steve Smith out wide. Hauls that in at the 1-yard line, and so North Carolina just 3 feet away from scoring. 2nd and goal. Heavy set for Elliott, though. He's back to pass, dumps it off. He's got his man Garrett Walston. I think everybody in the building in that goal line set thought North Carolina was going to run the football. Instead, they drop back, and Elliott easily finds an open receiver, and just like that, it's a 1-score game. North Carolina have been explosive here in the second half offensively, 130 yards, Pitt just 37. Been an absolute conundrum for the Panthers, a role reversal from the first half, and so Pitt will look to bounce back here on their probably last drive of the third quarter. Pickett finds Jay Keys. He does a nice job bouncing off a couple of tacklers, picking up first down yardage as the Panthers move the chains. Pickett back to pass again. Looks, has a man. That's Maurice French. And like we said again, first down yardage for the Panthers. Those intermediate routes have been fantastic for them. The gains of like 10, 11, 12 yards, etc. Pitt's really been able to keep those moving. Pickett decides to keep it himself, though, on a read option. Slides forward for a good solid gain of 7 yards. And it's going to be 2nd and 3 for Pitt as the clock winds down on the quarter. Motion man is Maurice French as Pickett's back in the shotgun. Plenty of time. He looks out wide to Jay Keys, and it's intercepted. KJ Sales jumps the route, and North Carolina is going to play takeaway here at the end of the third quarter. Pickett wanted his man Jay Keys on the corner route. He threw it right to the sideline, but it was just fantastic coverage by the impact player, KJ Sales. He makes the interception. We're going to go into the fourth quarter. North Carolina with the ball, with Pitt leading just 14-7 on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. So North Carolina does start with the football here. Okay field position, they're on 31. They still have a good chunk of yardage to go, but they've been moving the football very well here in the second half. They made some great adjustments, and they've been moving the ball fantastically on the Pitt Panthers defense. Elliott's going to keep himself, or hand it off this time, I should say, to Austin Richard, who goes up the middle. Nice gain of 17 for the backup running back, and that's first down yards. North Carolina into plus territory already, and the Pitt defense doesn't really know what to do. They're rushing 3 or 4 guys, thinking if they can get pressure on Elliott, we can defend this passing attack, but they're not getting a ton of pressure, only 2 sacks on the day, and even with 7 guys back in coverage, North Carolina somehow seems to find open receivers, and Elliott, he just waits it out there fantastically, finds his man Gerard Wade, who takes a huge hit from Paris Ford, lays the wood, but he holds on to the football. It's 1st and goal now for North Carolina, 2nd and goal for Elliott. He looks out wide, has a man. That is going to be Marcus Barron for a gain of 2, but that's not going to get them any closer to the end zone, so 3rd and goal now from the 6th. Elliott, he's back to pass, looking, has some time, has a man out wide. It's dropped by Akeem Reed. That would have been a touchdown. North Carolina forced to go for it now, down by a touchdown with just 7.5 minutes to play in the game. Elliott back to pass, looks, has a man out wide. That's going to be Marcus Barron. Gain of 6 into the end zone, and just like that, we're back to square one. North Carolina 14 straight points here in the second half, and they're able to level the scoreline. Pitt's offense looking very sluggish so far in the final 2 frames, and so this will be key for them to try and bounce back if they want to get a victory out of this game today. Maurice French, great block on the edge again. Sam Smoot with another pancake block, knocks down a man, and French is able to turn that into a 40-yard gain, one of his best returns of the season.
and so Pitt will have good field position to start out. It's going to be Kenny Pickett on a read option, keeping himself. He tries to go up the middle, picks up about 9, maybe 10. He's going to be right at the first down marker, and so Pitt's going to have 1st and 10 now. 5 wide set for Pickett as he's back in the shotgun, waits, looks, decides to roll out, sees the pressure coming from a corner blitz. He dumps it off to Trey Tipton, fights through a tackle with a step back, and he is on his way. 5, 10, touchdown. Trey Tipton into the end zone. What a play there. Pickett saw the corner blitz, dumped the ball off to Tipton, who was running a slant, and then Trey Tipton with some incredible footwork and maneuvering with the football. Look at this step back block right there. 3 North Carolina defenders either shoot past him or bounce off of him, and then he was off to the races. 15, 10, 5, end zone for the senior, and just like that, Pitt responds with a huge touchdown. You couldn't have a better answer than that for the Panthers, and so they lead 21-14 over North Carolina. Nathan Elliott's first pass goes incomplete there. Good defending Dane Jackson with the knockdown. Elliott, though, finds a man again on 3rd and 10. That's Garrett Walston on the out pattern. And those sideline routes have been so dangerous to the Pitt defense. North Carolina exposes them yet again. Elliott on the read option. He's back to pass this time. RPO finds Walston again to the outside. He's brought down by Jacob Laughlin, but a nice play by North Carolina. And the big thing for them right now is they're running this not read option, the hurry-up type offense. Great tackle by Paris Ford over the middle there. But they're running this hurry-up offense that's really slowing the Panthers defense down and forcing them to use subs when they do get a chance. So like Cedric Granger's in the game right now. They've got a few defenders that are in the game that don't typically see a lot of action. And so North Carolina does get some inexperienced Pitt defenders on the field. Pitt does bring a blitz, though. They look on 4th down. It's incomplete, and the Panthers will force the turnover. Great defending by some of those Pitt defenders. Pitt get a bit lucky, though. It was a similar play. You actually saw Paris Ford cut back across the football. It was a similar play to Paris Ford's interception last week against Duke. He cut back on the football. I think the North Carolina defender saw him, and it forced them into or North Carolina receiver saw him and forced him into the drop. CJ London, huge gain on 1st down, goes for 35. Fantastic blocking downfield by the Panthers, and it's going to be London again across the middle. Jukes around a defender. He's knocked down after a gain of 6. 41 yards on this drive for CJ London rushing so far. 5 wide set for Pickett on 2nd down. He's going to roll out to the right into some space. Looks, throws across his body. He's got Jay Keys who hauls that in. Gain of 16. The 6th grab on the day for the freshman. And Pitt's in fantastic territory. 1st and 10. It's a handoff at CJ London up the middle. He fights his way forward. Nice solid gain of 7. It's going to be 2nd and 3 for the Panthers from about the 3.5 yard line. Keys subs into the backfield yet again now, looking to create something for the Panthers. He's going to hand off, though, to CJ London, who is going to waltz into the end zone untouched. And just like that, Pitt has doubled their advantage again. 28-14 now. It had been shrunk to 0, and teams are scoring in chunks of 14 today. And on the other side of the conference, NC State knocks off Louisville 20-14. That means that next week, NC State will be playing Wake Forest, with the winner going to the ACC championship game and possibly playing your Pitt Panthers. Great job by Elliott to dump that football off as the Panthers brought a blitz with Jacob Laughlin. He finds Vargas for a gain of 19 and a 1st down for the Tar Heels. 2nd and 10 as they near midfield. Elliott back to pass. He's got a bunch of receivers open. He finds one. That's Juval Millette. Bounces off a tackler, and he's running towards the end zone. Jacob Laughlin eventually tracks him down, but a great catch and run for 45. Terrible tackling by the Panthers. And North Carolina at the 11 now, looking threatening, trying to stay in this game. Elliott throws out of the back of the end zone on 1st down. Great coverage by the Panthers. It's going to be 3rd and 4 after a short gain by North Carolina now. And Elliott, he's got a bunch tight formation here as he looks back to pass. Has a man, but he just overthrows him with Paris Ford in hot pursuit. And so North Carolina, the ball game may come down to this. 4th and 4 for the Tar Heels. Elliott back to pass. Looks over the middle. Intercepted! Kaiser Artis-Scott takes away the football. He jumps the route. The 2nd interception for the Panthers today. And they will have the football with a chance to run out the clock. Great defending by the Panthers when they need it most. 2 huge 4th down stops. They forced an incompletion on the one, and then an interception in the end zone by Kaiser Artis-Scott. Sam Smoot, great run there as he goes up for 4 yards. I shouldn't say great run, but solid run there as he picks up 4, does the fullback. 3rd and 4 for the Panthers now as they run the clock down near 2 minutes. Pickett looking to run things out. He dumps the football off. He's got a man over the middle. That's Caleb Cannon for 1st down yards. North Carolina has to use their last timeout, and Pitt should be be able to run the clock out on this possession. CJ London takes it out wide. Good carry for him. Another solid gain of 6. Pitt up to 164 rushing yards on the day. So you can see when the rushing game does get going, it helps keep that offensive attack very productive. Todd Sibley goes for a gain of 6, picks up one more first down for the Panthers. They're able to kneel out the final play, and Pitt with a huge victory. Kenny Pickett, a great game, 2 touchdowns, 287 yards passing, a just complete performance. The defense, not a great second half showing from them, but they did just enough when they needed to. The offense rebounded when the pressure was on. A great job by the Panthers against adversity in a hostile environment, of course, away from home. They've been so good at home. Both their losses this year have come away from home, so it's huge to pick up an away victory against an opponent that showed some resolute strength. A big victory for the Panthers, and now they'll go into next week going to face the Miami Hurricanes with a chance to clinch the ACC Coastal Division title and get a berth in the ACC Championship game to hopefully defend their title. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hail to Pitt. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.